Everybody, this is Mark Nugent, and you're watching Mark Nugent Live.
Hey everybody, Hogs Twins here.
Hey, do you live in Irvine, Orange County, California? You better be listening to Mark Nugent.
Yeah, you better be watching Mark Nugent Live for his political updates regarding Orange County, the school board, the city, the county congressional races.
Yeah, he's gonna make Orange County great again.
Yeah.
And we're back. How's everybody doing tonight? So I thought after we just had Greg Raths on, and I haven't done this in a while, just kind of chatted with my friends, and since we're all just hanging out at our house anyway, why not just kind of talk to see how everyone's doing, ask them how the weekend was, and catch up, because usually, we do a lot of these. We do this long forum, but lately I just did want to do a favor for Greg. He can't campaign right now, so I thought I would do him a favor and help him out. So I'm going to turn the chat function on so you guys can chat with me, ask questions, we can talk about whatever. Do have a nurse next to me, so that's kind of cool. She's running around. Maybe the nurse will jump in, but of course I don't have the microphone plugged in for the nurse to join us, but you never know. We'll see. I don't think she wants to go on camera anyway. No, I doubt it. But I figured, why not? I got the suit and tie on. Let's talk about, what's on everyone's mind, NFL or sports or NBA or something, right? Is that what's on everyone's mind? Or is it this? I know. It's insane, isn't it? And then it was, I guess, everything was extended this afternoon. I heard like you guys did. I'm just doing like everyone else, staying at home, hanging out with the family. I will tell you that I've been eating at home more. And there was something that frustrated me the other day. There's local community leaders that are saying, eat in this restaurant. You shouldn't be eating in restaurants. Someone's going to prepare you food. They're going to touch the outside containers. Some of our community leaders are good. Like Anthony, he posted this thing about glitter, and that's how coronavirus is. You get on everything. It's the same. It is a good analogy, right? And so the other day I was going to In-N-Out. I even took a video of this. So pull up. I'm really hungry. My son wanted some fries and shake like he always wants, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get a burger. And I go in there and I see a bunch of people 17 to 20 years old preparing food, all within 1 foot of each other, laughing and joking. This is only a couple days ago, right? Maybe 2 days. And no face masks, no gloves, and working like everything is fine. And of course the dining room is closed. And the guy's like, okay, I'll pay for your order. And of course, no gloves. He's gonna take my credit card, of course, come back in my car. You're going to come up to this guy, maybe 2 feet away from 2 feet away from every single person that paid. They're preparing their food, no protective gear. Then they touch your drink, everything else. And this goes for all takeout. I hate to say it because I love eating out. It's just me. I don't like cooking at home. But it's just, it is what it is. I hate that next 6 months I probably won't go in any restaurants. But I don't know. And also doing a lot of homeschool. I have a son, like most of you guys have kids, so hope it's going well for you guys. Homeschool is a challenge for us. Was it 2 or 3 years ago? I had to do it for one of my kids, medical problems, so it took us half a semester off, and whole family could not wait to get back to traditional school. Send the kids in, they have somewhere to go. If you do work from home, then it has a reason to get up and take the kids to school. Man, such a big audience. So anyway, I'm gonna chill out and see who guys wants to talk. I don't have any script. Usually I have something to say. Just wondering what you guys are doing. But so these are the current numbers. We could talk a little bit about this as well. Obviously at this point everyone knows China's lying. Spain has a population of about 45 million people right there. And China has a population of 1.4 billion. That is statistically impossible that that's going to happen. So, anyway. And everyone is saying that, United States is number one. That is because we're the only ones doing testing accurately. Us and probably some of the European ones. Anyway, guys. Anybody want to comment? So how are you guys doing? What's new? How are you guys coping? Can I tell you anything to cheer you up? Okay. Also, recent numbers heard this evening, like over 400 in OC and like 38 in Irvine. That's the latest I was told. The mayor announced a couple days ago is 33. But I don't know. We got to find something else to talk about. It's kind of just watching these numbers, kind of waiting for the curve to flatten and everything else. I know everyone else is kind of waiting, just kind of waiting. Before I was doing this, I admit I was watching that tiger documentary that everyone is talking about. Every meme is talking about the tiger. Was it Joe Exotic? We just finished episode 1 when Greg Raths was texting me. He's like, hey, we're going to do that video update. And I was like, yeah, let me set up the studio. And again, I have a bunch of lights everywhere, bunch of stuff. So I figured, got dressed up, why not? And really interesting. The first episode of that Tiger Joe Exotic thing, not that exciting, but the second episode does not disappoint at all. So it's I'm looking forward to once I turn this live stream back off, I'm gonna go right back to watching Netflix, and also I'm just getting on with life, right? I will say that for those of you that are into fitness like I am, I know gyms are everything's closed, so you gotta have to make do with what you got. If you guys want to talk about that, we can too. I was lucky enough to get a couple 20-pound dumbbells, and kind of got crafty around the house of what to use for a home gym. People unfortunately are gouging gym equipment for the house. Kind of sucks, but all you really need is some rocks or something heavy, and a bunch of duct tape and a broomstick, and you can make your own gym equipment. And you can even, I don't know, you get creative with that stuff. Anyway, hoping you guys would chat more, right? Don't really have a whole lot. Damn, so used to having guests. I'll give it a couple more minutes. See if people want to come on and talk about what the weekend is, what's going on, et cetera, et cetera. If you hadn't noticed, yeah, I was getting a little long. I haven't been for a haircut for a while. So anyway, guys, I'll give one more minute. So that's what I'm talking about. Everyone's talking about that. That's all over. So how's everybody doing? I know there's a bunch of people just joined us. So Rebecca's watching. How you doing? It's kind of funny because some of my political rivals actually watch me. They watch all of them, and they don't realize that I see who's watching. So it's kind of funny. One of my political, I say enemies, they mentioned me the other day and said, I heard you said this. And I'm like, no, you didn't hear it. You were watching me when I told you. So it's kind of funny that people not too tech savvy don't realize that the software to run this also tells them who watches. So that's that. Bummer. I thought people would be more talkative on a Sunday evening with nowhere to go tomorrow. I know like 75 million people are staying home. They usually go out. I wonder if there's anything else I can tell you guys that's interesting. The elections, pretty much all campaigning is dead. If you're running for office, it's going to be a tough time for you this year. I'm kind of analyzing what is going to be better. Is it better for the people that just won primaries, people that ran last time? I'm analyzing my campaign for school board this year, and my rival, he hasn't campaigned in over 4 years. I never stopped, or a little under 4 years, excuse me. And I never stopped. So I'm kind of in the war game in that, seeing that's going to sort itself out. And the district is much smaller now. Unfortunately, these days you can't go knocking on doors anymore for political campaigns. You could just still do phone banking, mail. I'll admit that even we're very cautious with the mail. We make sure everything's sterilized, usual stuff. I have learned that Amazon Fresh is pretty awesome. We ordered some food this afternoon, like within 2 hours delivered. It was great. So anyway, guys, unless there's some chat stuff happening in the chat. Hey, Paul, how you doing? Unless the chat starts livening up, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it a night and go back to watching that tiger thing, which I think maybe everyone is doing right now. Andrew Bendeck, how are you doing? How's Inland Empire? Thanks for the thumbs up. I have a question for you. Let me do some sound checks real quick. Can you guys hear that? Here, let me show it to you. Let you hear it again. That's a little loud. Yeah, I just played the sound trombone. Just want to do some sound checks. A couple broadcasts ago, my sound effects weren't working. So we have a question. Awesome. So Rebecca Ann Powell says, may have missed info on this. Interested in purchasing masks for meal prep business, essential jobs, where can get healthy meals in our city. Send a DM, any chance. Yeah, send me a message. I'm not going to talk about that here. I just wanted to have a chat with friends, but yeah, just send me a private message. So Andrew says, great, yourself is crazy here. Yeah, it's crazy, right? Who would have thought World War III against a virus? Interesting. You know, back when I was in the Army, I used to have a top secret human intelligence guy that worked with us and supported my mission. And I was more of the public guy. I had to be in uniform every day. I had to brief large groups, the general, all that stuff. And he would tell me, you know, we talked about conspiracy theories and stuff, because I always thought he like knew a bunch of stuff, because I only had a secret and he had a top secret. He always said this. He said, the what happened is always the truth. We know what happened. We're seeing the effects. 9/11, this, whatever. But we really got to ask who and why. That will really unveil everything. So who did it? Nature, I don't know, right? And why? Is there a purpose? Was it an accident? Was it just a fluke? Who knows? So those are two things. Who did it and why? Seen all sorts of crazy conspiracy theories. Okay, got it, but who and why? You know, the what, that's self-evident. Anyway, so Paul says, hanging in there. Good to hear from Paul. That's all the comments we got. I guess everyone's watching their tiger documentary, which I'm about to go do. Holly's watching. Hi, Holly. Hi, Diana. Colby, how are you doing? Diana Colby, I follow all of your stuff, and I really appreciate you and your husband coming to the election night in 2018. And for the next election, I'm never going to have another election night, thing like that. That was not a good feeling. So anyway, hope everyone's being safe. If you guys got any questions, I can go talk to my wife right there. She's actually a nurse. She's not going to be on camera tonight. What is she watching? She is binge watching Game of Thrones again. So we're all just sitting at our houses, wondering what's going to happen next. Quite interesting stuff. I'm going ahead and delete this anyway, so we'll talk a little bit more. I mean, who would have thought that something like this would have happened? Everyone was thinking nuclear war or something, right? Not being taken down by a virus. If you guys are wondering, this is the latest numbers. And you dig into this at this point, everyone knows China's flat out lying. You know, Spain with 45 million people, there's no way they got more deaths or more of this than China with 1.4 billion people. That's just not possible. Okay. So, okay, well, we got some cool questions. Okay, so before we hang up on this and delete it, Rebecca says, thanks for updates. Yeah, no problem. And you want the mask. So, yeah, send me a private message. We'll discuss that. I usually don't talk about my business. I'm just talking about surgical masks. Might as well talk about it before I delete this. Yeah, I talk about a lot of politics, a lot of stuff in the community that I'm pretty open about. But my personal business with business and money, I don't really talk about it that often. And especially right now, we're dealing in bulk. So I'm unfortunately getting a lot of small orders, and it breaks my heart. I got some pediatric clinics needing supplies, and we just can't deliver to them yet until we things materialize. And unfortunately, all the scammers in the space, they're trying to jump on it. And it's really frustrating. These scammers are just clogging up the government procurement system. That's really bad for everybody. The government needs to acquire stuff, but they have to vet all these people. And, you know, I'm an approved medical vendor since 2017, was a side business. And we have factory direct stuff, right? We have, we got supplies. And anyway, the way it's supposed to be is, an entity places a bulk order. They sign a purchase order. We deliver it. They pay after they get it. That's just a normal how it goes. And, these scammers, like, give me cash up front. That is a hallmark of a scammer, medical supplies, especially in emergency. They're wanting cash up front. We don't take cash up front. We don't take payment until after your supplies are delivered. It's just how it is in the business, but whatever. So, haven't moved up fast. I've been hanging out in Irvine. Paul's like, you've moved up so fast. Where do you see yourself? I see myself on my computer screen right now, Paul. Cracked me up. So what else? That's about it. I wonder who's watching. Mike Gasca is watching. How you doing, Mike? Mike Gasca. How are you? Rebecca. I love it when like electeds come on. I haven't done many really interesting ones in a while. When I do something controversial or interesting, or I'm on all the time, that's when you'll see the big ones, like the district attorney, and it's really interesting because some of these ones, oftentimes if I just do a little nothing, a few hundred people, maybe 1,000, but do a really big one, big name, 5,000 people watch this thing. I don't know who those 5,000 people are. Anyway. Hey, Mike Gasca, how are you doing? Didn't you get elected to Central Committee? Yeah. Hope there's a little bit of a delay. So it takes about 10 seconds for it to get to you. Then, of course, you got to type your response and stuff. So Mike Gasca, I know you ran for Central Committee. I wonder if you won. It's going to be interesting knowing some of the characters. I did not run. Not interested in doing that. I'm interested in doing school board for my kids. Okay. Wants to talk about Rena. Okay, well, if you say something interesting. So that's that. Anyway, no, he didn't get elected. He said he did not get elected to Central Committee. Well, it's not that bad, right? You got your Monday nights, go do whatever you want. If you guys don't understand, there's Central Committee in the Democrat Party and then also the Republican Party. They're the core groups that actually control the parties. They're elected in, and then from there they pick their leadership, and they just kind of control stuff. That's how it goes. And all of the elected leaders, they usually are in a Central Committee on one party or the other, and that's that. I do think it's interesting. Let's talk some politics. Let's talk some federal politics real quick. I do think it's interesting. The same people that are slamming Trump for wanting to actually have strong borders, I don't know, like 5 minutes ago, are now slamming him for not having strong borders faster. Like they're saying that he should have cut off the border, shut the border off sooner. But they're the same people again that criticized for him doing that. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't in some stuff. And just got to do the best you can with the most information you have available. You go to war with the army you have, not the army you want. And the situation accepts reality and go forward. That's what it is. And a lot of people in the media just unfortunately sensationalize stuff, and it's gotten kind of old. I mean, I do watch the updates every day, try to figure out what's going on. And if you really pay attention, you can kind of figure it out pretty easily. But who has the time for that? Anyway, I don't know what I can tell you guys. I know like 10 of you guys are still watching. So, hey, Michelle Figueroa, how are you doing? I miss the old software. The old software used to tell me who was watching. Like now it just kind of tells you when they pop in. Oh, well, I think we have to redo Don't Panic number 11. The last one I did with Greg Raths today, I labeled it on the title Don't Panic number 10, but then the text, where is it? Right about here. I left that at number 9, so I screwed that one up. But kind of put the studio together in a hurry, and I thought I'd come chat, and because I'm going to tear down the studio, and I'm going to clean and vacuum my living room and get everything cleaned up. See, my kitchen, or wait, that's the kitchen. You see, I got to clean it back right there. Right? If you guys believe that's my kitchen, I got some lake or oceanfront property in Oklahoma to sell you. How close we are to a new world order? That is an excellent, interesting question. I've read some articles and about that, and the article was kind of half. Like, does this help the New World Order, this virus, or is this against New World Order? Because looking at it, this virus actually does a lot to bring families together, takes the state out of the home. You effectively made a generation of kids accept homeschool, strong borders, family values. That's what's happening right now, unity. New World Order doesn't, if that exists, whatever, 'cause I never met those people, but they're not about strong independent nations, strong borders, family values. That's not their value system. So, playing devil's advocate and really going into conspiracy theories lends me to believe this might have been just an accident. This doesn't do anything to help push a global government. If anything, again, this makes you rely on the individual. You know, the people that are the communists, they want to control everything. They want everyone to be dependent on them. This is teaching self-reliance, from personal security, your personal responsibility, take care of yourself. That's what this is teaching. Self-reliance, to teach your own kids. Strong borders. So I don't see this being something that someone that wanted to erase borders would want. That's my opinion on that. Again, if you're asking yourself, if you want to pry into conspiracy theories, the what is self-evident. We know what happened, right? We're dealing with it every day. Who did it and why? Was it an accident? Was it intentional? Was it individual eating a bat? Was it a laboratory that was just experimenting and screwed up? I mean, who and why? You answer those two questions, you'll know everything. So we got some. So how you doing? Get some good comments here. So Bonnie, Tanya's watching. Mike wants to know, what kind of software do I use? Trade secret. I'd have to invoice you if I was to consult with you. I had to call some guy running for Congress. He saw in Arizona. He called and he was actually really nice. Initially, I was like, should I talk to this guy? You know, he wants to know everything about how I do it. And honestly, people that do this kind of thing, they actually charge for that kind of information, because I have spent thousands and many thousands of dollars on my setup. I mean, my laptop alone is $5,000. All this perfect lighting, all the cameras, everything. If you ever been around me or seen the pictures of us before or after we broadcast, it's a mobile studio. Look up some of the careers with broadcasting. That's a full-time career, like studio engineer. That's a full-time job at big TV studios. If you want some consulting, I'd say Mike should, I'm sure there's someone that will consult. You can hire a professional to set you up a package for what you need. Because what I have might not be what you need. Because I kind of went overboard with my mobile studio. And it's gotten to the point where when I interview people at their house or wherever, I have to go there 2 hours prior to set everything up. And it takes a while. So then people want to do this, that, and the other. And of course, I've not gotten paid for this ever. That's what it is. It did get a little frustrating this last election cycle. People would get ripped off and pay these dirty consultants, yes, sleazy, dirty political consultants, stealing 20, 30, 40 grand, BSing the candidates. Meanwhile, I'm getting phone calls at 2 or 3 in the morning, wanting free work. It's just not ethical. It's not right to some of your friends. It is what it is. So if you're going to be paying your consultants $200,000, $100,000, don't call me at 1 or 2 a.m. wanting free work. Come on now. I mean, I do volunteer. I do a lot of stuff for candidates. You might have actually seen a lot of my work and not even realized it, but it was mine. My face wasn't on it. It's more of a hobby of mine, not my business. Anyway, guys, some interesting stuff. If you guys have any more questions, let's see. Paul says, good point. Yeah, there's some weird stuff too. So who knows? Yep. Paul, you got to figure out who did it and why. That's really it. You could sit there and talk all day. Find out those two things. Who did it and why. And also, would you really be told? I don't know. I kind of think it was, I don't think it's intentional. I don't think anyone would intentionally do this. I don't see the benefit. And everyone, I don't think the communists in China would do this. This seems like accidentally screwing themselves over. Like, they're going to lose all their manufacturing. Medical manufacturing of devices and supplies is going to come back to the States big. I don't see this going well for the communists. What's my platform on school board? Well, you can always Google it. I'm not really going to go into that now. For school board, I don't know. I have a feeling that I might run unopposed this year. I think the guy that's sitting in that spot, probably after what's going on, might have some self-reflection, because he doesn't have any kids in the school district. I have a feeling, and I've heard rumors, he might not run. So we'll see. And I was talking to somebody who's going to remain unnamed. She is interested in running, which is kind of interesting because she's going to run against Lauren, and she's actually Lauren's friend, which is comical. And it's funny because I was at an event once and she like gave me this eye, and then she goes to talking to her friend who wants to run against her. We were talking about we need to, if we do both get elected, we need to figure out, multiple plans of what's going to happen. Like, I think it's unlikely kids to go back to school this year. Governor Gavin Newsom has said that as well. As you saw, we've already been extended till May 1st. I think we're probably not going to go back. Kids are probably not going to go back this school year. We're looking at September. So we need to have a plan. Everyone go back to September, then a plan for every worst case scenario. Kids stay out of school another year, another month, who knows. And then we also have to have like some mixed plan because people might be still scared. Things may have not gone well for the family. So kind of a blended learning where kids can still be in IUSD or maybe attend sporting events but do homeschool, and then slowly over the next year reintegrate all the kids. There's got to be a very comprehensive plan to do that. So that's what we need to do. A a really good plan and multiple plans of actions, because we have 36,000 kids. Every one of them have individual needs. And and then of course we're just reactionary to what's going on in the world. When we started this school year, nobody thought this was going to happen. Nobody could have predicted this. It's like, predict aliens are going to come shut down the planet. That's what, you can't predict. It's very difficult for this kind of stuff. So that's that. Thank you for asking about the question of the school board. It's very important that we have good plans to reintegrate in September or continue or somewhere in the middle. That's kind of the three things I'm looking at with my partner that wants to run for school board as well. So I have a feeling that me and her both might run unopposed, and then we really need to focus on just doing what's right for the kids and the community. And that's that, and trying to hold everything together, make sure we come together as a team. And also concerning is the special education kids that are not getting their services. That's really tough. So there's a lot. It's been hard on all of us. My wife is also, had to, there was things that her work shut down. I'm sure that's really common. And she worked at a hospital. They stopped doing elective surgeries to save supplies. And we're in dire need of supplies, medical supplies across the country, because China bought them all. And China's controlling our flow of medical supplies across the ocean. And it's very bad to let a communist government control your manufacturing, because in time of emergency, the communists don't care about human life. The communists don't care if Americans die. Come on now, let's grow up. Anyway, guys, what else? Here we ramble about nonsense. Gisela, Deborah, Anthony Ramirez, how are you guys doing tonight? Everyone's watching. Mary Helen Fake Miner, it's good to see you. Well, not literally, but it tells me who's watching. One of these days, I will get myself one of those screens, teleprompter. If you guys haven't seen the ones for your home, it's like a dark box, and it goes over the camera, so you can't see the camera. It goes right up, and it looks like, it's pretty cool. So that, hope everyone's being safe. It's gonna get crazier. This thing, I know we got about 24 more days 24 more days before it peaks, and that's from what my wife was told at her hospital. So, hey, Gisela. Anyway, nobody unfortunately wants to comment. And if you guys want a more concise update, I had Greg Raths come on earlier, did a federal update, kind of told us what was going on. And if you guys are wondering what's going on, the virus, there you go, on the war front. And it does feel like we're in a war. Let me see if it updated. But what do you guys think? Do you think Spain, with 45 million people right there, actually has more cases than China with 1.4 billion? It's interesting, that number has not changed. If you look at this number right here on your screen, 3,186, that hasn't changed. In like a week and a half I'm watching this. This number changes, all these changes. This number changes even. But not China. The communist government says, nope, nothing's wrong, trust us. So, that's that. Anyway, guys, I'm going to hang it up. I'm going to go watch that Tiger show on Netflix and get out of this suit, because wearing this suit and drinking coffee, it gets kind of warm. All right, guys. You guys take care. Stay safe. Stay healthy. and enjoy watching my outro video. Hold on, where's it at?
Hey everybody, Hogs Twins here.
Hey, do you live in Irvine, Orange County, California? You better be listening to Mark Nugent.
Yeah, you better be watching Mark Nugent Live for his political updates regarding Orange County, the school board, the city, the county congressional races.
Yeah, he's gonna make Orange County great again.
Yeah.